In the entertainment world, changing one's appearance through plastic surgery is no longer something unfamiliar. Many stars have decided to transform themselves to become more perfect in the eyes of the public. These changes not only cause surprise, but also ignite lively debates. What do you think about these transformations? Leave a comment with 1 if you agree or 0 if you do not. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support us. Let's explore this story right now. Jennifer Grey skyrocketed to A-list stardom thanks to her role as Baby in the movie Dirty Dancing. She possessed a unique beauty with a characteristic nose that helped her stand out among the crowd of young stars. Audiences loved her for her authenticity and her unmistakable charm. However, in the early 90s, she decided to undergo rhinoplasty to achieve a perfect look. This seemingly minor decision led to a result she never expected in her career. The surgery was a technical success, but it was a disaster for her brand identity. Jennifer Grey became more beautiful by general standards, but she became completely unrecognizable to fans. She lost the distinctive trait that made her special in the eyes of the public and major directors. After just one surgery, she felt like an invisible person in glamorous Hollywood. No one recognized her as the star of the once-hit Dirty Dancing anymore. Her career stalled immediately when she lost the visual connection with global audiences. This remains one of the greatest regrets repeatedly mentioned in the entertainment industry. Her story is a costly lesson about preserving personal identity amidst a vast crowd. It proves that sometimes imperfections are what create the unique value of each individual. In the effort to look like everyone else, she inadvertently lost her most precious asset. Identity and recognition are keys to more sustainable success than standardized beauty. Jennifer Grey later shared that it was her biggest mistake to trade uniqueness for the commonplace. Her journey remains a perpetual warning about the trap of perfection in this modern world. For decades, Meg Ryan was the quintessential girl next door of American cinema. Her natural charm and warm smile turned her into the ultimate icon of relatability. Audiences did not just admire her, but placed their trust in the authenticity she always radiated. Her face was beloved because it exuded vividness and incredibly clear expression. She embodied the pure beauty that generations of Americans grew up with and cherished. However, that connection was deeply shaken when she returned after a brief hiatus. The public was shocked by the loss of identity they perceived through her new appearance. Subtle aesthetic adjustments had caused a cumulative impact that altered her facial proportions. The soft features that once conveyed emotion now became constrained as if affected by chemicals. In Hollywood, where the face is the brand, this change caused severe professional consequences. When her natural warmth vanished, the entertainment industry's reaction was swift and harsh. Leading roles dwindled and public discourse shifted from her talent to gossip about her physical changes. Meg Ryan's story reflects a harsh reality. The effort to cling to youth can lose the precious emotional bridge with the audience. Erasing the traces of time sometimes unintentionally blurs the identity of the artist we once loved. Do you believe that natural beauty is the most sustainable value? Comment 1 if you agree, 0 if not. Don't forget to hit like, share, and leave a sub to support us. Thank you. Jocelyn Wildenstein was once the personification of Manhattan luxury with her elegant beauty. She possessed the glamorous life of the New York elite during its brilliant peak. However, insecurities about aging began to take root in her mind from the early days. She believed that surgery was the only way to hold on to her billionaire husband and the spotlight. This pursuit ultimately led to a tragic transformation journey spanning many years. This was the beginning of a cautionary tale about losing one's identity in desperation. Minor procedures gradually turned into radical alterations to her facial bone structure. The continuous abuse of fillers and facelifts altered her natural appearance. Despite warnings from doctors, she continued to pursue perfection in vain. She was no longer seeking simple beauty, but was striving to freeze time at all costs. Her face gradually became a rigid mask, losing all sense of expression. This shocked the public and turned her into the focal point of malicious gossip. Her story is a costly warning about the boundary where aesthetics override reason. In trying to preserve the past, we risk losing our identity, something precious that no surgery can compensate for. Restraint and self-acceptance are the keys to lasting beauty. Do you agree that inner confidence is more important than a perfect appearance? Comment 1 if you agree, 0 if not. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a sub to support us. Thank you. Donatella Versace was once the ultimate personification of glamour and unabashed confidence. With her iconic platinum blonde hair, she dominated the world's fashion runways. She did not merely follow beauty standards, she was the one who directly shaped them. However, the immense pressure from an industry that worships youth took a toll on her psyche. The feeling of having to maintain a perfect image pushed her toward high-risk interventional choices. She began her battle against aging with aggressive plastic surgery methods. The subtle initial adjustments quickly crossed the line and became incredibly excessive. She underwent a series of facelifts and used far too much filler on her face. This began to erase the sharp, natural features that had once defined her brand. The tragedy of the transformation lay in the vicious cycle of maintaining an image before the eyes of the global public. Expressions that once conveyed power now became rigid and somewhat more alien. Instead of slowing the aging process, these interventions seemed to profoundly backfire. Donatella's journey is a poignant warning symbol for an era obsessed with appearance. It illustrates a paradox where the one who defines beauty becomes its opposite image. The story reminds us that aging is a natural transformation process, not a failure. In her effort to rediscover a youthful version of herself, she proved that money cannot buy restraint. Although her beauty has changed her design, talent remains an undeniable monument. The lesson of accepting time remains the most valuable message from her life. Pete Burns was a character who challenged every convention in the vibrant cultural landscape of the 80s. As the lead singer of Dead or Alive, he possessed a rare and bold androgynous beauty. His face was not just an appearance, but a canvas for art and individual personality. He was an icon of the freedom of self-expression, unafraid of social prejudices. However, the quest for self-expression turned into a tragic surgical obsession. Initial aesthetic adjustments evolved into a downward spiral with no stopping point. Fillers replaced natural bone structures and implants distorted facial proportions. Each new procedure aimed to correct a mistake from a previous surgery. The physical consequences became severe, with chronic infections and nerve damage. What was once a personal choice turned into a desperate crisis management. The public watched in shock as his transformation became increasingly extreme. Headlines shifted from his musical talent to his alarming health condition. Pete Burns passed away in 2016 at the age of 57, leaving behind great regret for music fans. Although the cause was cardiac arrest, his legacy is tied to his extreme physical transformation. Once a pioneer of self-image creation, his story is a haunting reminder. The psychological and physical price paid when pursuing an extreme image is far too high. This self-destruction in the mirror is a lesson about the boundaries of intervention. He remains a music legend forever, but also a sad testament to extremism. Priscilla Presley was once the embodiment of timeless, elegant beauty with porcelain skin. She is an enduring icon of grace inextricably linked to the legacy of the legendary Elvis. Her image was not just a face, but carried a sense of grand history. Generations admired the classic restraint and composed beauty she always maintained. However, that iconic image was tragically shattered in the past. In an effort to preserve her youthful appearance, she turned to a misguided aesthetic procedure. She became the victim of a fraudulent practitioner who injected illegal industrial substances. The consequences were catastrophic and immediate, as lumps formed under the skin, causing long-lasting pain. Her natural symmetry began to vanish, turning into a nightmare for her physical health. This change was a massive shock to the public who had witnessed her aging with dignity before. Priscilla bravely spoke out to admit her mistake, instead of choosing to remain silent and hide it. She expressed deep regret and spent many years undergoing corrective surgeries. Priscilla's story warns of the dangers of seemingly simple aesthetic procedures. Safety and health are always more important than promises of instant perfect beauty. Her experience is a lesson about misplaced trust causing irreparable loss. Do you agree that health is worth more than any beauty overhaul? Comment 1 if you agree, 0 if not. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a sub to support us. Thank you. Lil' Kim was an undeniable force that reshaped the visual culture of American music. She embodied a bold, unafraid femininity and dominated the rap industry. To fans, she was an icon of confident rebellion and a pioneer in breaking barriers. However, that iconic image began to crack under invisible pressures. Her appearance underwent a series of transformations that unsettled even her most dedicated fans. Her facial features became unrecognizable after numerous plastic surgeries, causing her to lose her original inherent beauty. The tragedy lay not in the physical changes, but in the profound insecurities that drove those decisions. She bravely spoke out about the harsh beauty standards that shattered her self-perception. Ironically, undergoing plastic surgery to seek acceptance led to even more scrutiny. As her facial structure changed, the debate shifted from her talent to the judgment of her appearance. Headlines that once praised her talent now focused only on dissecting her changes. Her massive musical legacy was overshadowed by endless controversies regarding her new look. Lil' Kim's journey is a profound reminder of the fragility of her self-image. She was an icon from the very beginning and did not need to change to affirm her status. The story serves as a wake-up call about how pursuing beauty ideals can overshadow a great legacy. The toughest battle for an artist is the one within themselves. Inner confidence is the sharpest weapon to face harsh public opinion. Lil' Kim remains a legend, but the story of her appearance leaves behind many lingering concerns. Tara Reid was once the embodiment of the American girl next door image with a most radiant look. Her carefree smile represented the natural allure of Hollywood in the early 2000s. Audiences were drawn to her because she represented a youthful confidence that was completely unforced. However, that natural image shattered almost overnight due to minor mistakes. Common aesthetic procedures turned into the most cited cautionary tale. The combination of breast augmentation and body contouring led to incredibly serious complications. The glaring asymmetry that could not be hidden pushed her into corrective surgeries. Efforts to fix the damage seemed only to exacerbate the physical instability. Fillers altered her facial proportions and obscured her inherent expressive warmth. The reaction from the entertainment industry was swift and unforgiving toward the actress. The once carefree girl was overshadowed by relentless scrutiny from toxic tabloids. Casting opportunities dwindled, leaving her trapped in a desperate spiral to repair her mistakes. Tara Reid's story is a costly lesson about the fragility of fame in the face of the knife. Natural confidence is what helps an artist shine sustainably on the big screen. Do not let the pursuit of perfection become a burden that leads to regret. Do you believe that original beauty always has the most powerful attraction? Comment 1 if you agree, 0 if not. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a sub to support us. Thank you. Michael Jackson is the figure with the most debated physical transformation in world history. From a radiant young boy, he underwent a series of changes in nose structure and skin color. Behind that lay psychological pain rooted in an abused childhood and immense pressure. Many experts believe he suffered from body dysmorphic disorder, which left him perpetually dissatisfied. The changes were not merely aesthetic, but were manifestations of unhealed wounds. He used surgery as a way to escape the haunting shadows of his own past. The abuse of nose surgery made his face become more fragile and vulnerable. Additionally, vitiligo caused his skin pigmentation to change, creating a strange and controversial appearance. Despite his efforts to explain, he lived constantly under the strict scrutiny of the media. He spent most of his life creating a version of himself in which he felt safest. However, that only made him more isolated amidst that brilliant aura. Each surgery was an attempt to escape the ghosts of the past, yet it created new barriers. His musical legacy endures, but the story of his appearance remains a deeply painful subject. It shows that even the most brilliant genius can collapse under insecurities about their own value. His journey serves as a reminder of the importance of mental health and great empathy. He dedicated his entire life to art, but paid a far too expensive personal price. His story is a reminder of the fragility of the human soul in life. Michael Jackson will forever be a legend, but also a symbol of internal pain. Mickey Rourke was once a Hollywood sex symbol of the 80s with mesmerizing talent. However, his career took a turn when he left cinema to pursue a boxing career. The years in the ring left behind serious injuries that deformed his face. To repair the damage, he sought plastic surgery in hopes of regaining his former appearance. But unsuccessful surgeries turned his face even more rugged. He lost the natural flexibility and charisma of a former leading film star. His transformation was a massive shock to audiences who once considered him an on-screen god. The botched surgeries left his skin abnormally tight and his features completely distorted. Instead of regaining his old beauty, he had to face a new appearance that was both alien and haggard. However, instead of surrendering, he used this very transformation for gritty roles. He turned the pain and the loss of his physical appearance into compelling artistic material. The revival of his career proved that true talent does not depend on outward looks. Mickey Rourke's story proves the resilience of a true artist. Despite his permanently changed appearance, he still affirmed his position through roles with great depth. His journey is a reminder that we cannot control every event that occurs. However, we can completely choose how to face and overcome them with great willpower. He accepted the scars of the past to continue moving forward strongly. Mickey Rourke possesses the beauty of a man who has walked through the storms of his life. These stories are reminders that surgery can change an appearance, but it cannot heal inner psychological insecurities. Perfection does not lie in flawless features, but in how we cherish our own identity and uniqueness. Instead of futilely trying to freeze time, learn to accept aging as a natural journey of growth. The truest and most sustainable beauty only emerges when you have enough courage to love your true self, rather than losing yourself in the harsh standards of the crowd. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video in its entirety. I hope you will always stay confident and cherish your own unique beauty. Please share your thoughts on these stories in the comments section. Don't forget to press like and share the video if you found this content helpful. Please give me a subscribe to support the channel's growth. Thank you for your companionship and see you in the next videos. In the world of celebrities, the quest for perfection sometimes leads them to alter their appearance through plastic surgery. However, these decisions don't always yield the expected results. Today's video will feature shocking celebrity plastic surgery fails that will leave you amazed. Are you surprised by these transformations? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support us. Let's explore these stories right now. Anastasia Pokreshchuk, a girl from Ukraine, has caused a social media stir with what are claimed to be the world's largest cheeks. Instead of seeking a reputable doctor, she taught herself how to inject fillers online and performed the procedures right at home. Stemming from dissatisfaction with her face, which she thought looked like a mouse, Anastasia longed for a sharper and more unique appearance. However, the decision to perform these cosmetic procedures herself has opened up many potential health risks. Self-injecting fillers without medical knowledge has caused Anastasia's face to become deformed with abnormal swelling. Even though doctors have warned about the risks of necrosis and sepsis, she has ignored them and continued her spontaneous beauty journey. Anastasia's overconfidence not only raises questions about the safety of cosmetic procedures, but also sounds an alarm about the trend of easily accessible beauty treatments lacking professional supervision. Even though her current appearance frightens many people, Anastasia feels happier and more confident than ever. She believes that beauty is a subjective concept and that no one has the right to judge her choices. However, her story remains a cautionary tale about the DIY plastic surgery trend, where a lack of knowledge and professional expertise can lead to severe, irreversible consequences for one's health and life. Jessica Alves' journey is one of the most shocking physical transformation stories in the modern world. Starting as a man known as the Human Ken doll, she spent over $500,000 to find her feminine self. Not stopping at basic procedures, Jessica underwent more than 100 surgeries, enduring immense physical pain in exchange for mental satisfaction despite strict medical warnings. To achieve a surreal hourglass figure, Jessica performed extreme procedures such as removing ribs and reshaping her entire jawline. She views her body as a work of art that needs constant sculpting, never hesitating to experiment with the latest methods to change her eye color or the curves of her physique. This boldness has made her a media sensation, but also raises major questions about the limits of cosmetic medicine. However, the price for this artificial perfection is not cheap in terms of both money and health. Jessica has faced many dangerous complications from tissue necrosis to breathing difficulties, yet she has never regretted the path she chose. Her story is not just about plastic surgery. It is a testament to the desire to live as one's true self, even if the methods are somewhat extreme. What do you think about this decision? Share your thoughts below the video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Tara Jane, a nurse from Melbourne, caused a sensation when she decided to transform herself into a living Barbie doll with costs reaching hundreds of thousands of dollars. The constant changes to her body from a slender frame to an oversized bust have left many people stunned. Tara has not hesitated to undergo a series of plastic surgeries, including breast augmentations and filler injections, to achieve the image she has always idolized. Her appearance no longer retains any natural features, instead becoming a symbol of artificial perfection. With the goal of constantly improving her appearance, Tara decided to upgrade her bust to 1,500 cubic centimeters, even though doctors repeatedly warned that her frail body could not withstand any further intervention. Tara remained undeterred, believing that plastic surgery grants her the power and freedom to live out her childhood dream. She has proven that for her artificial perfection is a form of self-affirmation, regardless of health warnings. Tara Jane has not only become a controversial phenomenon, but also a familiar face on cosmetic surgery shows, where she candidly shares her journey. She confidently flaunts bold outfits, clearly showcasing the results of her plastic surgeries. However, Tara's story also serves as a warning about surgery addiction, as the line between beauty and danger becomes blurred. Can she continue down this path without sacrificing too much? Katie Price was once a British sex symbol known for her natural beauty and vibrant energy. However, time and the pressure of fame led her to delve into the world of cosmetic surgery, starting with a breast augmentation to further her modeling career. Gradually, Katie did not stop at breast implants, but underwent a series of other procedures from facelifts and liposuction to dental work, causing her to lose her original beauty. Her appearance changed constantly, leaving many fans unable to recognize their former idol. Katie's surgeries were far from smooth. She had to face unhealed scars, infections, and prolonged pain. The repeated cycle of surgery failure repair turned her body into a battlefield of the scalpel. Although she has declared multiple times that she would stop the pressure from the beauty industry, and the demand to maintain her youth in front of the media lens always overrode her reason. Despite enduring the pain, Katie continues to pursue cosmetic enhancements. Katie's openness about her failed surgeries has helped the public realize the dark side of the cosmetic industry. She does not hide the scars or the pain she has endured, turning her life into a cautionary tale for young girls. Katie Price is living proof that plastic surgery can bring a momentary boost of confidence, but can also take away natural beauty forever. Do you agree with this perspective? Please leave your opinion in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support us. Madonna, the Queen of Pop, has always been a pioneering icon in music and fashion. However, her recent images have sparked controversy regarding the excessive use of cosmetic procedures to combat aging. A puffy face, overly tight skin, and unusually slanted eyes have made many feel regret for her once legendary beauty. Instead of aging gracefully, Madonna seems to be trying to freeze time by any means necessary, which has made her image unrecognizable to many fans. Cosmetic experts believe that Madonna has used too much filler and undergone multiple facelifts, causing her expressions to become stiff. The pressure to maintain a youthful and dynamic image on stage has pushed her into an unequal race against time. These changes have not only erased her signature features, but have also made her appear alien to the very people who have loved her for decades. This has left many fans feeling deeply regretful for the music icon. However, Madonna has never cared about the criticism and continues to challenge societal norms regarding age. She views her body and face as mediums for artistic expression and does not hesitate to change them as she pleases. Even so, her excessive cosmetic interventions lead people to question, does clinging to youth through surgery truly help her maintain long-term beauty, or is it merely a mask hiding the real Madonna? What are your thoughts on this? Please leave a comment below and don't forget to like, share, and hit subscribe to support us. Pixie Fox is a prominent name among those who undergo extreme plastic surgery with the goal of becoming a living cartoon character. To achieve a surreal ant-like waist, she agreed to surgery to remove 6 ribs, a high-risk procedure that few doctors dare to perform. Not stopping there, Pixie also permanently changed her eye color, got lip fillers, and had breast augmentations to a massive size to complete her artificial look, making her an icon of extreme surgeries. Pixie's current life revolves around maintaining this artificial physique. She must wear a shaping corset 24/7 to protect her internal organs after the rib removal, making her body more fragile than ever. This sacrifice demonstrates an extremely high level of commitment to the ideal image she pursues. Pixie does not see herself as a victim of botched surgery, but rather regards herself as a science project in progress, despite facing heavy criticism. Pixie Fox's story has opened up many debates about medical ethics, especially when doctors are willing to perform dangerous requests from patients. Although criticized as freakish, Pixie remains steadfast on the path she chose, and she has become an inspiration for a small group of body modification enthusiasts. However, the price paid for this living cartoon dream is compromised health and potential risks that last a lifetime. Jordan James Park, a British social media phenomenon, rose to fame with a burning desire to look like his idol Kim Kardashian. He has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on cosmetic procedures, particularly excessive lip fillers to the point of near necrosis. His oversized, swollen lips and heavily tattooed eyebrows have become Jordan's trademark, even though they are far from the sophisticated beauty of Kim Kardashian that he aspires to. These changes have made him stand out, but have also sparked major controversy within the community. Beyond just his lips, Jordan has also undergone liposuction Botox injections and multiple nose jobs to perfect his high-end look. He admits to being addicted to plastic surgery and says he cannot stand the feeling of being normal. Every time a needle touches his skin, he feels a sense of euphoria, regardless of warnings from doctors or ridicule from the online community. For Jordan, changing himself through surgery has become an indispensable part of his life. Despite appearing on the show, botched to seek help for leaking lip fillers, Jordan has not given up his passion for the scalpel. He has learned to love his unique look and turns criticism into motivation to become more famous. Jordan's story reflects the powerful influence of celebrity culture and social media on the perception of beauty, especially among today's youth. What do you think about this trend of changing appearances? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Raji Nareenzing was the victim of a black market cosmetic case when she was injected with a mixture of cement and tire sealant into her face. As a transgender person who could not afford a reputable doctor, Raji trusted the advertisements of an unlicensed practitioner. As a result, her face was completely deformed with lumps as hard as rock. She had to live in shame and pain, hiding herself from the outside world for many years while facing severe consequences from the botched procedure. Fortunately, Raji's story was taken on by the doctors of the show Botched and treated for free. The surgical process to remove the cement lumps from her face was incredibly complex and dangerous, but Raji bravely overcame it all. She had to undergo long and painful surgeries, but finally regained her confidence and health. Her recovery was not only a medical miracle, but also a spiritual liberation after years of living in a nightmare. Now Raji has become an active advocate, using her own face and story to warn the community about the dangers of unlicensed cosmetic facilities. She spreads the message of self-acceptance and the importance of protecting one's health. Raji is living proof of extraordinary resilience and the ability to be reborn after pain. Her story inspires those who have been or are currently facing the consequences of wrong decisions in their beauty journey. Before becoming a global rap star, Cardi B was a young stripper who longed to change her life through a hot appearance. She went to a shabby apartment in Queens to have liquid silicone injected into her buttocks at a cheap price, despite the risk of dying right on the operating table. This filler of unknown origin hardened over time, causing intense pain and serious health complications that threatened her career and life, forcing Cardi B to face the consequences of her wrong decision. Once famous Cardi B had to undergo painful surgeries to remove this toxic silicone from her body. She did not hesitate to share images and her treatment process on social media to warn millions of young fans. Cardi B was transparent about her reckless past, which helped her gain empathy from her supporters. Her story exposes the dark side of the black market beauty industry and the potential harm from uninformed decisions. Currently, although she still loves beauty, Cardi B always emphasizes the importance of seeking out professional and licensed doctors. She uses her influence to urge women to love themselves and never trade their lives for perfect curves. Cardi B's story is a costly lesson about ignorance, the pressure of appearance in a harsh entertainment environment, and the wrong decisions that can have long-lasting effects. From a teen mom on a reality show, Farrah Abraham transformed into a social media star thanks to heavy plastic surgery. Her changes began with small adjustments but quickly escalated into a comprehensive overhaul from her face to her physique. Fans witnessed Farrah transform from a girl with natural beauty into an artificial version with swollen lips and stiff cheekbones, making her a controversial topic across social media platforms. Farrah frequently denies being addicted to surgery, but the images on Instagram tell a completely different story. She is not afraid to undergo controversial procedures and even live streams the beauty processes to attract attention. Nevertheless, Farrah's fame comes with notoriety as she constantly receives negative comments from the public, especially when she is accused of setting a bad example for her own daughter and young people, causing her image to be increasingly questioned. Despite public opinion, Farrah remains satisfied with her current appearance and considers it a necessary investment for her entertainment career. She represents a generation of reality stars where a shocking appearance is sometimes valued more than actual talent. Farrah's story raises questions about the boundary between legitimate beauty enhancement and turning one's body into a tool to maintain social media fame, reflecting the immense pressure on young stars today. Meg Ryan was once dubbed America's sweetheart, with her sun-drenched smile and natural beauty. However, her disappearance from the big screen and her unfamiliar reappearance left the public in shock. Meg's face became unrecognizable, with overly plumped lips and a stiff Joker smile, causing her to completely lose the charm that had become her trademark in romantic comedies. This change left fans feeling deeply regretful for their once-beloved idol. Many believe that Meg Ryan could not withstand the pressure of aging in Hollywood, where middle-aged actresses are often ruthlessly cast aside. Instead of helping her look younger, the overuse of fillers and Botox inadvertently erased the subtle expressions required of a talented actress. This change not only affected her appearance, but is also thought to be the reason her acting career stalled for many years. This raises questions about the harsh pressures that stars must face. Although she has never publicly admitted to having surgery, Meg Ryan's attitude toward the media shows that she has learned to ignore the detractors. She chooses to live more privately and focus on personal happiness rather than trying to please the public. Meg Ryan's story is a somber note on the cruelty of time and the harsh beauty standards Hollywood imposes on women, while also serving as a reminder of the difficulty of maintaining a career and image in this industry. The stories of these stars are not only lessons about physical transformation, but also warnings about the pressure that the entertainment industry, especially Hollywood, places on women. The pursuit of perfect beauty can lead to wrong decisions that harm health, career, and personal happiness. Through their experiences, we realize that self-love and self-acceptance are more important than any beauty standard, and safety must always come first. Thank you for watching the video until the end. Hopefully today's stories have brought you valuable lessons about self-love and self-acceptance. If you found the video helpful, don't forget to leave a like and share it so everyone can know, and remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. We look forward to receiving your support. See you in the next videos.